Hey followers, today I am interviewing race driver Max Papis, and as y'all can see I'm wearing my Kyle Larson Credit One Bank jacket that I got for Christmas about a year ago, and yep, I'm going to be interviewing Papis, whose best finish in NASCAR is a second place in Montreal in 2010, and I cannot wait to learn about his racing career.
Thank you for calling MPI. Your call is very important to us. Please press 1 for customer service, press 2 for accounting, press 3 for marketing, or press 0 to speak with an operator.
Let me try something different.
Your call is being transferred. Please hold. Afternoon, MPI.
Hey, my name is Doug Kenney, and I have an interview scheduled with Max Papis at this time.
Okay.
Is he around?
Give me just a second.
Alrighty.
Mr. Kenney?
Yes?
Hey, it's Bobby. Hold on one moment. I'll patch you through to Max.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
No problem.
Are you still there, Mr. Kenney?
Yes, I am.
Okay, here you go.
Leave me any personal message here, or for MPI and business related, call my direct number, 704-966-6438. Have a good day.
At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press 1 for more options.
Hey Max, this is Doug Kenney, the guy that we agreed to do an interview with. I was wondering if you could, give me a call back whenever you have a chance. It's the guy we agreed to an interview with. And I would love to chat with you about your career whenever you have a chance. Thanks. Bye. That's weird. Yeah. Hello?
Hey, Mr. Kenney, I'm so sorry. Max didn't realize because we've been out of the office, he still had his phone forwarding to the other line. So I have it now. Hold on, okay?
Alrighty, got it.
Max Papis?
Hey Max, this is Doug Kenney, the guy that we agreed to do an interview with. How are you doing?
Absolutely, Doug. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really good. I should probably just introduce myself to tell you a little bit more about myself. I'm a social media figure on the rise in motor racing, and I'm an English major and an author.
That's great. I love to hear that.
Yeah, and I have Asperger's disorder, but it's not prevented me from achieving things in life.
Absolutely. We are all built the same.
Yeah. So I have a list of questions that hopefully you have the answer for, and they're about your racing career. So my first one is, where are you originally from?
I'm born in Italy, north side of Italy.
Ah, that's really cool. I've always wanted to go to Italy with Mount Vesuvius and all that. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
So what made you get into motor racing?
My passion for the sport. I love the competition, and I tried to pursue that from early age, but mainly my passion for the sport.
Nice. That's really awesome. What got me into it was watching the Disney film Cars years ago.
That's great. I love that.
What is driving a Formula One car like, if you ever have?
1:25.9 on that last lap. I wonder if he's got something like a slow puncture or some kind of gear shift problem, because Villeneuve is all over him. Look, he's going through. Oh, yes. I don't think.
Out goes Michael Schumacher.
That didn't work. That didn't work, Michael. You hit the wrong part of him, my friend. I don't think that will cause Villeneuve a problem.
Michael Schumacher out. Now, this is a replay of the World Championship in 1994 when Schumacher and Hill-Head are coming together. And if Villeneuve can just keep going in the points, he's won the World Championship of 1997, because out of the race goes Michael Schumacher. He retires on lap 48.
It's definitely the pinnacle of the sport, but at the same time it could be very frustrating because the difference between cars and cars is gigantic, and at times it feels that although you are competing against other car in the same formula, in F1 you don't feel, you almost feel that you are participating in a different championship, because the difference of performance between top cars and less top cars could be sometimes astonishing.
Nice. Pretty cool, man. And how'd you get the nickname Mad Max?
Along with Massimiliano Papis of Milan, Italy, Formula One driver last season for the footwork team, having his first introduction to the NASCAR high banks here at Daytona.
And you can see Bob, he looks quite relaxed there. It's been a long night, and I'm sure he's happy to see the sun coming up and to see the light of day. It really is a good feeling here.
Very little steering input. Coming up to the chicane.
Yeah, let's hope he's already been through here once and he's seen all this dirt, or enough cars have been through. You can see there's quite a bit of dirt down there, but he's on line. It's not a big problem.
Mad Max, I got it in when I came to America in 1996, and through my drive that I had at Daytona in the 24-hour, where I made up 4 laps on the leader in my first ever appearance in America. And Bob Varsha, a very famous TV commentator, gave me that nickname, and it actually pretty clearly represents my personality.
Nice. Pretty cool. Have you ever seen the Mad Max film series at all?
Yes, a few times.
Yeah, that's a pretty good series.
That's not really characterize exactly who I am, but I like the movies.
Alrighty. How'd you enter the Champ Car series?
There's 3 abreast into the turns there, and Arndt Meyer is on the racing line on the outside, and well, Max Papis, I have to say, is in no man's land. There's a faster car on the inside of Max Papis. Max Papis should, in my opinion, have backed out in that situation. You cannot make it 3 wide going into that turn safely. When you're 2 laps behind, there is absolutely no point whatsoever.
Yeah, and it was a very nasty looking crash into the wall, flash fire as well. Papis and Arndt Meyer.
Good racing. I'm very disappointed. he got a lot of, he got already seen, doing very strange moves, and he had a loose car and he closed down to me. He hit my car. I'm very disappointed on his driving. This is not good racing. I'm sorry.
Now, are you okay? That was a big hit for you. Now, do you think there's room for 3 cars wide in turn 1? He was somewhat high, but not high enough.
No, he thought he was high. He closed down. That's the problem. And I don't know if it's room for 3 cars, but for sure it was room for mine.
Okay, well, good thing that you're walking, and
okay.
That's the good news.
Yeah, well, interesting situation there. I mean, 3 wide, there was really no way Altmaier could stayed as wide as that, otherwise he would have been in the wall anyway. So a tricky situation. We're going to hopefully get another look at this replay. Of course, it's easy when we can analyse this, and given the hindsight, they had to decide in a fraction of a second what to do here. Max Papis letting someone through on the inside. Meyer was very wide though, and it was always likely he was going to turn in. And Papis, you can say, just put himself in that position really, and he should have just backed out. The situation wouldn't have occurred. He had the choice.
No question in my mind. That was Max Papis that caused that accident. Altmaier can't vaporise going into that turn. He has to turn into that corner, otherwise he's going to crash on his own. And after some of the etiquette that Max Papis showed earlier on, I'm not very impressed at all with his attitude there. I think he's still got a lot to learn about these ovals.
I got an opportunity through Toyota in 1996 after coming to US and race with Ferrari in sports car, and that definitely has been one of the most satisfying experience in my entire career.
That's awesome. I love the Champ Car races. I love watching them on YouTube. Who were your closest friends when you raced in Champ Car?
You really don't have friends when you are competing for the same trophy, but you have acquaintance, and then this acquaintance, when you get older, become friends. And I would say that the people that now I can call friends are gentlemen like Dario Franchitti, Tony Kanaan, Paul Tracy. Those kind of guys.
All right.
When you're competing against each other, you cannot call them friends. You cannot sincerely call them friends.
Yeah, and I've heard that in NASCAR as well, because NASCAR is aggressive.
in every sport.
Yeah, every sport.
Like you can be friendly outside the track, but friends are different.
All righty. My next one, and you don't have to answer this one if you don't wish, but my next one after that is, what was your reaction to Greg Moore's crash at Fontana?
And remember, Fontana is all about the draft with the Hanford device. It's like coming up behind a semi at 90 miles an hour and just being pulled right into the back of it.
Oh! Oh, an enormous crash. Oh, my God. A terrible crash. Yellow comes out again. For an update now from the medical center, here's Gary Gerald.
Dr. Steve Olvey, who heads up the safety team, is here. What can you tell us, Doctor, about Greg?
Greg has severe head and internal injuries. He's being sent to Loma Linda Hospital for further resuscitative efforts. Dr. Jeff Grange, who's the chief emergency doctor here in this area, is with him in the helicopter and is going to report back to me soon.
This is a life-threatening situation?
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
But now we send you down trackside, Gary Gerald.
Paul, we're back at the medical center. Dr. Greg Bowman from the staff here and Dr. Steve Olvey have come out in an announcement for us. Dr. Olvey?
Gary, I regret to announce that driver Greg Moore has been pronounced dead at Loma Linda Hospital. He died of massive head and internal injuries. He was pronounced dead at 21 minutes after 1 o'clock.
Thank you very much.
In the immediate aftermath?
Yeah, the immediate aftermath.
Obviously, Greg is one of the guys that, I didn't mention before, but obviously is who I do consider a friend. And it was devastating but at the same time, it's part of. We know that when you are competing at that level, you are flirting with death, and it's. I accepted it because it could have happened to me, and it is something that you deal with and you accept it as part of who you are as a person and what you do as a racer.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense. How did you get your ride with Bobby Rahal's team?
Also, they can tell when the tire pressures come up, then they radio to their driver and say, find some puddles.
Oh, sure, they know by the telemetry if the pressure's up, then it's up. I'm looking at the right front.
White flag.
Bobby was very interested in having a young, aggressive driver, and it happened that I became available from my Toyota contract, and he offered me an opportunity that it might be together with Kenney in sports car, the best shot that I had in my entire career to drive a competitive car.
That's great to hear.
And although, the stats, if you look at my stats, it says 113 IndyCar races, but out of the 113 IndyCar races, 60 of them, half of it, were unfortunately when we were developing the Toyota series, the Toyota engine, so we were not able to be competitive. And, I always like to look at the stats of my performance with Rahal. And I'm really proud of that. Being able to, be on the top three. One every 8 races has been. It's the stats are very encouraging, and I am really pleased. I wish that I would have had more of this opportunity, but that's what God had planned for me. Yeah.
So you're religious then?
Yes, absolutely. I'm very religious. I'm Catholic, and I'm Christian, and I have utmost belief in our higher power.
Yeah, and that's what I believe too. I'm Christian. I'm Christian as well, and a few years back I had a spiritual rebirth that I'm proud of.
That's great. I love to hear that.
Yeah. What was your reaction to the cancellation of the kart race at Texas?
I must say, in my 20-some years of auto racing, I've never experienced what I was experiencing out there this weekend. The G-forces that were put on our body were way beyond what I could even imagine. And I at this point, I got to really applaud CART and Joe Heitzler and everybody in CART organization to stand up for the drivers and the safety to try to come up with an answer to fix this problem and not go on with the event at this time.
Carrément, parce qu'en plus, son pied est resté coincé sur l'accélérateur. Il a fait une très longue distance avant de s'arrêter. Et samedi matin, c'était Cristiano D'Amata qui a tapé assez solidement lui aussi. Alors donc, tout ça, le problème, c'est que ça va tellement vite, s'il y a une perte de contrôle, un ennui quelconque, peut-être même un bris de moteur, un bris de transmission, paf dans le mur, et à ces vitesses-là, ça c'est pertinent parce que l'Atlanta, c'est aussi 1,5 000, un ovale en forme de D. Pareil comme le Texas. Et le problème, c'est qu'il y a un pilote qui a eu un ennui de moteur qui a soudainement ralenti. Et ça va tellement vite, les temps de réaction pour éviter, ça n'existe pas. C'est un carambolage monstre. Alors, regardez ça. Et en plus, à ces vitesses-là, lorsque les roues se touchent, c'est absolument épouvantable comme accident. Regardez, il y a 2 voitures qui décollent littéralement dans les airs. Ça aurait pu être terrible. Personne n'a été blessé sérieusement. Il y a un pilote qui a passé la nuit à l'hôpital. Mais c'est absolument épouvantable comme accident. Regardez un autre plan de caméra. Regardez ce qui reste de la voiture d'un des pilotes. Regardez les deux voitures qui vont littéralement décoller dans les airs. C'est absolument épouvantable. Ouais. Il n'aurait pas fallu voir ça aujourd'hui en Série 4 où on roule encore plus vite qu'en Indy Racing League.
You're an employee of a team, and you do what the team tells you. I would have raced it.
Alrighty.
You know, I would have raced it, but I'm a racer, so listening to what our doctor Terry Trammell and Steve Olby told us in aftermath. There was not enough physical capability from the body to be sustained a race like that. So I'm actually pleased I didn't race because I know that our body would have been too much. It would have not been enough blood in the brain to make the correct decision. And but if you ask me as a racer, I would have raced it.
Alrighty.
I'm built to race.
Alrighty, makes sense.
And I like the when people ask me, say I love the practice driving around at 230, 232. It was a blast.
Oh, alrighty. So you didn't feel the G-forces at all then when you were practicing, or no?
Yeah, you felt them. Tremendous. But it's part of what you deal with. The main things was like the consequences on your body on a sustained 2-hour race. That's when nobody could see, and that's where the doctor came in. And I have utmost trust in Terry Trammell and Dr. Steve Olby that they made a judgment for our health.
That's good to hear. What was it like winning in the Miller Lite IndyCar in 2000 and 2001?
Also, they can tell when the tire pressures come up. Then they radio to their driver and say, find some puddles.
Oh, sure. They know by the telemetry if the pressure's up, then it's up. I'm looking at the right front.
White flag, this time by.
Of Max Papis. Looked like it developed
Rahal Christian, no pressure.
It's like the blister lines.
A wear line there, yeah. Keep an eye on that. On the final lap now. White flag is out, 1 to go. The clock counting down. It is absolutely a timed race, officially notified about 9 minutes ago to all the teams, though that was no surprise. Behind Max Papis, who has pulled out another 10th on Roberto Moreno, is Fittipaldi, Wilson, Carpentier, Franchitti, Dixon, Andretti, all very close together.
Max Wilson has finished in 4th place for a small team. This will be as good as a victory. Fittipaldi, I'm afraid, will just not have enough track or time to catch and then challenge Moreno. And Max Papis headed for his first road course victory in the CART Series, his 2nd overall. A perfect drive for Team Rahal, for the Letterman team.
And for Max Papis, who won in Miami, now looks for his 2nd career win. And it comes in his 86th start. Checkered flag ahead. He's still going to go over and cool him off.
We are the king. We are the king, guys. Hey, baby, you're the man today. You are the man, baby.
Oh, baby, let's celebrate it.
Was a goal coming through. Being able, first of all, when I reflect back, being able to be chosen by Bobby Rahal as a substitute, it was a great honor. I mean, Bobby is an icon in the sport, and being able for him to choose me as the guy to fill his shoes was amazing, and was a great satisfaction. Winning these races and just being competitive in general. I felt that that was my only shot together with my championship winning at Ganassi, where I was not held back by the equipment.
Alrighty, pretty cool. I love watching it on YouTube with you winning in the Miller Lite scheme. That's pretty cool.
It was an honor, but at the same time, I felt that I deserved that opportunity. So it was a great combination.
That's great to hear. And again, you don't have to answer this next one if you don't wish, but what was your reaction when Zanardi had his crash at Germany?
...2001 was a difficult year for Alex Zanardi. He'd returned to the US Kart Series after a disappointing spell in Formula One. But at the Lausitzring 500 race in Germany, Alex was back on form and giving it his all.
Breck picks up the lead. Oh, and Zanardi, with a terrible crash. Yellow is out. Zanardi coming out in turn one. Loses control of the car. The rest of the field, look at him slow down. There's debris all over that racetrack.
They'll go down over the curbs if necessary. There's so much carbon fiber on that track everywhere. It'll cut the tires. What we saw is he got T-boned.
Gary Gerald is with Dr. Steve Olvey.
Dr. Steve Olvey has just come out of the medical center. Doctor, can you give us information relating to both drivers?
Yeah, Gary, Alex Zanardi is extremely critical. He's had severe injuries to both of his lower extremities, has had significant blood loss, but he is responding. He is breathing on his own. So we're sending him to the Berlin Major Trauma Center. Alex Tagliani is awake and alert. He's moving everything. He has only back pain. We think he may have a minor injury to the small of his back. Otherwise, he's okay. They're both going to the same hospital in Berlin.
So both men are being air evac'd at this time?
Correct.
Thank you.
We were near the end of the race, about 13 laps or so to the end of the race, and Zanardi was leading, and he had a pit for fuel.
I was watching in the medical center, the TV monitor there, and saw Alex leave the pits and get onto the pit access road, and he, in his hard-charging style that he always has, he was really going too fast. He lost control on the pit access road, went backwards across the racetrack, and much to my horror, was hit broadside by Alex Tagliani's car. I thought, personally, after seeing so many crashes, that we were going to be dealing with a double fatality. And of course, my heart sank. I was petrified, as a matter of fact.
We pulled up to the scene. I got out of the truck and started running up the track to the car. And as I got close, I started slipping, and it was a banked track. Slipped and fell on my knees and kind of slid up to the car and that was when I saw he didn't have any legs.
I want to talk to your teammate as well, Max Papis, who ends up in the second spot. Max, after the emotions of this week and now an accident like this, it's hard to put a handle or a perspective on a day like this. Can you share some of your thoughts?
It's very difficult, the emotions of the good result for Team Lear are completely overshadowed by what happened with my friend Alex and with what happened in the United States. I really don't know what to say. I pray God that that the good wins over the bad situation, and it is a sport event. We are showing people that with a good will you can achieve great goals in your life, and that's what Alex and all the people that they are successful always think about. So I pray for my friend Alex. This is the most important things, and for all the people in the United States that God take care of them. Thanks.
Thank you, Max.
It was pretty clear. I went like, is he dead? No issues. The guy's a badass motherfucker. He will move on.
Alrighty.
It was very clear. He was like, I remember asking my brother, is Alex dead? No. Is he gonna die? No issues. Legs, no legs, whatever. He's not gonna be an issue.
Alrighty. And
so I knew who my friend is. And it's not defined by having a set of legs or not.
That's good to hear. And I think it's proven itself out because he's achieving so much lately, you know?
Yeah, I mean, it's difficult for me to talk about Zanardi because he's really maybe my best friend. He's the godfather of my kids.
Yeah.
And he's someone that I know since we are 10 years old. So I cannot be impartial, you know?
Yeah.
I know that he's a hero of mine and he's one of the person I love the most. So
that's cool. What was racing the Indy 500 like for Eddie Cheever's team?
And Sam Hornish Jr. right on the tail of Marco Andretti. Can a teenager win in Indianapolis? Sam Hornish Jr. makes the pass. He'll win it. Sam Hornish Jr. goes to the inside of Marco Andretti and wins it in the final 100 yards.
It was a stubborn bet. I wanted to know what Indy 500 was. You know, I never had the opportunity when was the split between kart and IndyCar to be able to go there, obviously. You know, we were not allowed as racing in kart to participate in the Indy 500. But I wanted to know what was the greatest race on earth. And I put myself there. And I don't regret a second. I'm glad about the experience I had, and I wish that I would have been able to be out there with a Miller Lite car. It would have been a different deal.
Ah, alrighty. That would definitely be different.
Yes, I wish I would have been out there with Team Rahal and my Miller Lite crew. You know, being at the top of our game in Champ Car.
Yeah.
You know, it would have been a different deal. But it didn't happen. But I'm still pleased that I did it on my own.
Yeah. If I had to pick one of my fondest memories in motor racing, it would have to be when I met Kyle Larson last year.
That's great.
Yeah, I met him on pit road, and he was in line for the Porta-John when I met him, and that was a funny memory.
That's great. Yeah, you know, we are all the same. You know, we put the pants up in the same way every day.
Yeah. What was your reaction to the amazing finish at Indy between Marco and Sam Hornish?
I went, damn it. You know, like the Andretti guys, they have a love and hate affair with Indianapolis.
Yeah.
I felt for Marco. I like Marco tremendously as a person, as a kid. I know him since he's 13 years old, and I mean that's unfortunately it is Indianapolis.
Yeah.
You know, it is what makes Indianapolis. But I was like, yep, damn it.
Yeah. I remember my grandfather watched that race, and he was an Andretti fan, and he began celebrating because he thought Marco had held him off, but then he realized what happened, and he said a similar thing.
It's the drama of the sport.
Yeah. What was racing for Team Penske like for a race or two in IndyCar?
Was an experience that I will never forget. And I'm proud to say that I had the captain calling my race. It was an honor just to be able to be called. And those pictures, unfortunately, we had the only engine failure that they had all year long. And that was a shame, but it didn't change. It didn't change the amazing experience I had with them. So, you know, it's... and although said, you know, I never had the opportunity to drive with him full time, now I have him as my boss in IndyCar. So things come around, goes around.
Yeah. What made you switch from IndyCar to NASCAR?
Coming out of turn 11, it will be official. Tony Stewart wins at Watkins Glen.
Marcus Ambrose, best career finish in second spot, and Carl Edwards will come home from the back of the pack in third. Kyle Busch fourth. Greg Biffle, the first ever top 5 here.
See Montoya, Kurt Busch, and Max Papis with a great run up in the 8th spot today. Yeah, top 10 was a good day for Papis, and they brought it home in there.
I didn't switch immediately from IndyCar to NASCAR. I went from IndyCar to sports car because unfortunately, IndyCar, Champ Car and IRL split, and I was one of the victims of that horrible moment where there was no team available for me to drive in an open wheel car. So I went over. I drove sports car. Really proud. I achieved a lot of goals, but I always felt that sports car was not really for me. There are a lot of things, you gotta be political, you're not all the time put in, I guess that maybe I'm too selfish to kind of share the cars with others at times. Or that's how you can put it like that, or you can put it on the fact that, I'm too pure, where I am not willing to do politics in order to get what I feel that I deserve. That is, being the leader of the team. I loved, sports car with Ganassi because it was a completely different atmosphere. It was like, but in general, sports car, he's just kind of, he was not really suiting my thirst of excellence. And my move to NASCAR was to explore something that was more on the individual basis, where I could count more on my own abilities. Unfortunately, it was not with the right people, except when it was not with the right people when I joined the Geico team. It was with the right opportunity when I was able to drive for Kevin Harvick or Richard Childress or Haas Racing or Stewart-Haas, but it was not, if I would have known all the fact, I would have not left sports car to go and drive for the Geico team. I would have left sports car to drive for Kevin Harvick Inc. Or Richard Childress, but not for the Geico team. And in hindsight, it was a mistake. I still enjoyed it. I didn't enjoy a lot. I didn't enjoy actually at all. Working with the Geico team at all. But that opened a lot of other opportunities, and I created friendship and relationship that are still lasting at the moment. So it's not all negative.
Alrighty. What was it like making your first Busch Series start at the Glen?
A dream. A dream and a nightmare at the same time.
Alrighty.
We went in. I started last, and I went from last. We almost didn't make the show, and I went from starting last to finish, I think 11 or something like that. And that was the best results of that team all year long. So that kind of it was a mixed feeling.
Alrighty. What was racing?
But my biggest satisfaction was when I drove at the same track for Stewart. When Tony Stewart was out of service, they called me to drive, and I really realized what I never had in a Cup car when I drove Stewart-Haas car.
Ambrose turned in the S's, same spot on the track. Caution's out. More cars involved.
Looked like he might have got a little help while he was struggling.
He restarted 10th, and now he's crashed.
Trying to make something happen on the outside, and they're all stacked up. He gets a little help, like you said, Dale, from looks like Max Papis, but they're all jammed up. Look like the 29 was in the back of him.
Well, we talked about that groove being so narrow. There's just like a lane and a half. You get outside of that with the 2 tires. There's just no grip there. And you start pedaling the throttle as others are trying to go behind you, and you find yourself in trouble.
14 car, Max Papis.
He did. He slipped out of that groove, too. Then that's when he got the help.
Yeah, and Papis sitting there with Kevin Harvick right on his bumper. He's got to go, and it's time to do that.
Brian Vickers with a pretty heavy contact with the guardrail also.
Still there. Inside line of them. Hold your line.
Yeah, just really disappointed for my Stanley team. You know, something was wrong with the car there, and I just couldn't get going. I could feel it on the roll-around lap. Something had broken, but I just feel bad for guys who got caught up in all that mess, because it's not the way we wanted our day to finish. But thank you to Stanley and Ford and everybody at Richard Petty Motorsports to give me a good shot to win today. We had a great fast car, and it just wasn't our day.
You know, and I kind of had a hint when I drove the RCR car in Xfinity and the Kevin Harvick incorporated car in Xfinity. I had a hint of what it meant. I knew what was driving a winning car, but that was not Cup, that was Xfinity. But like when I sat in Tony Stewart car with all those group of people around, I went like, of course I never had a chance when I drove my Geico car.
All right.
Their main car. You know, it's better. You know, this is what I would change all my reference to the Geico car. I would call it. I would reference Germain Racing.
All right.
You know, like I should rephrase my characterization before. You know, it was not the Geico car. It was Germain Racing. That was not a good experience.
Alrighty, I'll remember that. So it's called Germain Racing, not Geico Racing.
Yes, Germain Racing, yes, sir. Because actually the Geico people were actually really nice.
Alrighty, got it. What was racing in the inaugural Busch race in Montreal like?
Trying to go back and show a little different angle on what happened with the leaders. Here's how Robby Gordon made the pass on Ambrose to get in front of him, and then the continuation. So Gordon by there, and then Ambrose back off that same corner.
Ambrose got a great bite up off that corner and just kind of jacked Robby up and just going a little quicker than Robby was.
Amazing experience. My first row start, running with Kevin Harvick to the start-finish line, I will never forget.
Yeah. And what was your reaction to Robby Gordon and Marcus Ambrose getting into it late in the race?
Couldn't see that coming, could you?
Vince, I'm here with Robby Gordon. Got out of his race car, hopped on the roof, saluted the fans. Very rough racing there at the end. Robby, what happened?
Well, if you want to know my opinion, I won the race. So I completed all the laps. And if you've seen this happen before, guys get spun when they slow down. That's exactly what happened with Marcus. He spun me when I slowed down, and they tell me I'm going to go back to 17th. It's not the way it is. It's happened many times. They set precedents before, and we'll appeal it. We won this race.
You chose not to go do the black flag and stay out on the racetrack.
I went back
NASCAR
to the position after I was spun, like it's happened many times before, okay?
Thank you, Robby. Guys?
Let's hear from him.
We do have Marcus Ambrose. We only have a minute here, Marcos. Your emotions, your thoughts, what happened? You knew that there was going to be an attack from Robby Gordon in the 50s.
Yeah, I'm devastated. You know, I promised myself when I came to NASCAR that I've been given such a chance that even if I have the worst day, I'm not going to be mad. And I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed, you know. I feel bad for Kingsford Ford, my team, you know. It's just this close, you know.
An amazing attitude for a guy who's had the heartbreak of the day.
I don't even remember it, honestly.
Yeah, that there was all sorts of controversy surrounding the end of it, but it was a wild race. Montreal is always wild.
Yeah, it's always been, I mean, in my book, that was maybe one of the best ever NASCAR, road course track for NASCAR.
I would have to agree with you on that, and I was always saying, I hope that if they do another road race, I hope it's Montreal. You know what I mean?
Yes, I agree with you.
What was driving the 66 car for Rusty Wallace like?
Oh, contact. Ambrose is off the 25. Gets hit by Max Papis right in front of Papis and damage on the left front. Still through the grass. Keselowski, Coleman, cars sliding all over in the grassy area off turns 1 and 2.
Boris Said is tore up big time, guys. He's got the worst. So look at Max Papis, left front fender. Caution flag is waving now.
Another great opportunity. Like being called, I knew Rusty since my Miller Lite days, and when he asked me to go and drive his car, was a tremendous honor. I wish I would have done better for him.
Yeah. That was always a good team, in my opinion, if it just got the right opportunity. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What was racing in Mexico City like?
It was chaos. It was tough to get to the track, but the enthusiasm was amazing. And the people were just spectacular.
Yeah. That's another race.
I don't want to cut you too short, but I have a meeting in about 8 minutes. So I will have to, if you have, quick question that you want to get to, I have to go in a meeting at 1:44.
All righty, then I'll cut to 4 more. Does that work? Just 4 more left?
Up to you. I just wanted to let you know.
All righty.
I didn't want to be rude.
No problem, and thanks for letting me know. So the next one I'll ask then is, how did you get your ride with Kevin Harvick Incorporated?
Papis diving to the inside, 3 wide to the corner. Contact there. Look at the scramble.
Come on, buddy, let's go.
Boris Said to the lead. Gordon back to second. To the white flag. Last lap at Montreal. Even if the caution comes out, the race will be over, the field will be frozen. Papis looking to close in. If they tangle, the 32 will try and pounce. Here's Papis inside of Boris. He got him. Boris going to try the crossover.
Clear.
Papis over the curves. Here comes Boris Said. Drag racing to the finish line, side by side. Who's going to get here first? It is, I think, Boris Said. I think he got it by a bumper. And from the photo finish camera, it is indeed Boris Said, a winner in the Nationwide Series, finally.
Knocking on the door of Kevin Harvick bus and telling him, I'm your man, put me in your car.
Alrighty. Pretty cool. And what was your reaction to leading your first lap in nationwide competition in that race?
I can do it here as well in NASCAR, even if people didn't know I could. That was my first feel.
Alrighty. And what was your reaction to the amazing finish with Boris Said?
First, congrats to Boris. If I couldn't win, he deserved a win. Milana and Kevin, you guys gave me a great car. The rim car was super fast, and I gave everything I had. I believed until the last corner. I really outbraked him really hard, and it came down to the last corner. I did all I could. Went through the gear. I barely hit the chip in second gear, and it went by again, and I was there pushing in the car, but I mean, this is what I can do in a good car, and I'm really proud. And thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Dee, for the opportunity.
What was it like racing Max Papis there, coming to the checkers?
Well, he went in deep, and I thought, ooh, well, all right, I'm second, but it was good racing, really clean racing, good racing. Max is a great guy, and that's great for Roddy Denton and all the RAB crew.
You've said before that you felt a little bit guilty that you've given all your tricks to everybody else in the field. Certainly seems like you saved some tricks up your sleeve.
Yeah, I mean, we just really played it smart and, you know, saved our brakes at the end, and we had a good car at the end, and that's what it took.
Congratulations.
Thanks a lot.
Boris Said, a nationwide series winner, and as he said, finally.
It's something that I always debate. On the competition side was an amazing event. On the human side, it was tough because losing by 5 inches, tough to accept. But at the same time, it was meant to be. That's what God had planned for me. So I accepted it and take it on.
Nice. Good to view it that way. And what did Kevin Harvick tell you after your tremendous finish with Boris?
He was extremely sad. It was like, great job. I wish I could put you in the car more often to show you how good you are.
Alrighty. And this is the last one I'll ask so that you can get to your meeting. And what was driving for Richard Childress Racing like?
Icon. Being able to have Richard's confidence and being meeting with him, it's an experience that I will never forget in my life. It made me a better person, better driver. And it has been, it's an honor to be able to call Richard Childress a friend.
That's great to hear, and I'm hoping to interview him one of these days for the project. Yeah. That'd be really cool.
He's an icon.
Yeah. Alrighty, thanks for making the time for me. And
thank you so much. Sorry I had to cut you short, but I have this meeting that I need to get into. I have a call in California, so I hope you got some interesting answer.
Yeah, your information is very important, and I'll keep you updated on when the ebook comes out.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you a lot. You have a good day, Lewis.
Thank you, Max. I really appreciate it.
Cheers.
Cheers. Alrighty. Cool. That worked out well. Yep, worked out well. Now, interviews are what I want to do. Feels pretty good. I really enjoyed it.